Ashley TV, live at night. Late at night. I guess it's late when you're in your 30s. It's like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning right now when you're 33 years old. I'm going live late. Hey. So some weird stuff is going on. I feel like I needed to go live. I really don't even have anything to really talk about, but I'm sure that'll change in a few minutes. Because it always does. Yeah, late as fuck. Let's share this shit. Here's some share it there. Got 3 people watching now. Told you I'm going to try to go live every day. It's not going to happen right away, everyday lives, but it will eventually. Yeah, so there's definitely some weird stuff going on because I'm doing my ETs 101 tomorrow, and I'm trying to have people like send out emails, and you know, the links aren't working, and then I'm on the phone. Hey Mary. So I'm on the phone with my friend, and she's like, she does all my emails and stuff for me now, and she's like, the link for the ETs class isn't working. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And first of all, I'm like, why are you calling me? Because if anything, if something's not working, internet wise, I have no idea why the fuck it's not working. Like, I'm the last. Oh, Jamie's watching right now. I'm telling about the story with you on the phone. Like, why are you gonna call me about something technology-wise not working? So I was like, well, I'll check it on my computer. So I went into like the draft of the email, and the link for the ETs 101 wasn't working. And I was like, of course it's not working. And then what was the other thing? And then my phone started getting really hot. And I'm like, oh, this isn't good. So it's kind of crooked now because it's charging. So I don't know what the hell was going on. But that's my story. It's every time I teach about aliens, weird shit starts happening. So tomorrow, I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to get my nails done. And then I'm going in. Like, I am going in to research zone for like 5 hours. And that's what we're gonna talk about. Like, I already have a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about, but anytime I do a class, I like to go in. Like, I like to research more. So, there's definitely going to be a lot talked about tomorrow. I don't even know, like, what's going to happen. Like, I don't know if I'm going to start talking in light language. I don't know if I'm going to start channeling into aliens. I'm definitely going to give you guys some information, and I'm definitely going to talk about my alien abduction story. So if you want to hear about that, you better join the ETs 101, because it's fucking a sweet deal for me to talk about aliens. So I don't know. Like I said, I felt like I need to go live. Don't really have much to talk about. But yeah, it's just a lot of weird energy today. So I don't know if you guys have been feeling it, but I think it's just because I'm getting ready for tomorrow. And even my cat's acting weird right now. She is just like creeping around my room and looking at stuff. And there's also a lot of weird stuff happening in the Arcturian page too, with the Arcturian call. A lot of people have been telling me crazy stories with that. So I've come to the conclusion that, and I actually need to write this down, because people have been telling me a lot of weird stories lately about ETs and stuff like that. So there's definitely a correlation, and this is actually a symptom of abduction. Being psychic and intuitive and getting abducted by aliens. So they all go together. I can guarantee you that every person that is intuitive or empathic or has some sort of ability, which we all do, I just feel like some people are so blocked off that they can't even tap into it, have been abducted by aliens. It's just, and or has an ET connection, or has like a starseed connection, has like a galactic family. Like, this is all the stuff that probably, I'm going to talk about some of it tomorrow, but some of my theories behind that. I actually need to write that down so I don't forget, because I feel like I channeled some stuff over the past, especially since I've been doing the Arcturian coaching. There's a lot that has been coming up with that and people's abilities, and then people's abilities being blocked, and then people talking about how they think that they've been abducted or being terrified of being abducted. So I'll tell you one thing right now, that if you're terrified of being abducted by aliens, you probably were already abducted by aliens. So there's no reason for you to be scared anymore, because it probably already did happen. It's like one of those things where you're like, oh, I'm scared to do this, and I'm like afraid that this is going to happen, but it's actually already happened, so you just need to stop being afraid. But yeah. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm just writing some notes, because I don't really want to get into that right now. And then also too, it is going to be a little hardcore tomorrow night. It's not going to be a bunch of like the Arcturians, I feel like are easier, their energy is easier to digest than some of the other ET races that I will be talking about tomorrow. So there will be some information that some people will be like, whoa, I don't know about this, that's just, I'm doing an ETs class, so not all the ETs are good. It just doesn't happen. It's just not what it is. Because a lot of ETs aren't ascended beings. They're not. They're either more AI, which is like the Greys, which they're kind of like have that hive mentality, or like even like more like the robotic kind of energies, like the Predator kind of aliens. And then there's even bug aliens. I don't know if I'm really going to talk about them. And then there's more ascended ETs. So there's like the Arcturians and the Pleiadians. I don't know if the Pleiadians are fully ascended. I don't feel that they are when I connect to them. And that's the other thing, is I'm going to talk a lot about my personal experiences with connecting with these energies. I should probably call a Nan and see if I can go get some of her statues, because she has an Anabuai and she has a Syrian statue. So to put faces to the beings kind of makes it easier to understand what they look like. Because I have a lot of statues connected with these, the insectoids. So it's also, too, the other thing with ETs is just because most of the race is bad doesn't mean that they're all bad, because they do have, some of them think for themselves. I feel like they have free will, but I can't speak for all of them, because I don't really know like how that works, especially if you're more like an AI. I feel like you really don't think for yourself. So, and nothing with ET stuff is tangible yet. Like there's not much scientific evidence backing it, or I guess we could say like anybody with real integrity backing. I mean, there are people with integrity, but it's not it's not like solid evidence because the government doesn't want to get behind it. So it's kind of like he said, she said bullshit. Like Fred Durst. Not really, but you know what I mean. It's just fucked up. Like, we really need disclosure. Like, we do. Because there's just so much information out there that is not being told. And then because there's not, we can't get, like, truths about anything. It's just a bunch of information flying around, and we're all just playing the guessing game here. You know? We're all just playing the guessing game with the ET stuff. And we all kind of have to go by our own experiences or like other people's experiences. So I've had a lot of people tell me about their ET experiences because they know that they can talk to me about it. They know that I'm not going to judge them. So there's a lot of that too, where I've heard other people's stories and they're very similar to things that I've read in books and or I've researched. And a lot of these people that have told me these stories don't know anything. So there's a lot of that too. I should probably write some of those down. Tell stories from people. There's going to be a lot going on tomorrow night. So yeah, I've heard it all. People like to come in the shop and they go, this is going to sound weird. And I'm like, no, it's not. Just tell me because I've heard it all. Okay? I am the queen of weird. Internet is connecting more ET communities too. Yeah. I haven't heard Fred Durst's name in a hot minute. Yeah. I don't know why, but that was always a line that I know when you listen to songs and like, you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe that I still remember that line from that song that I haven't heard in like 15 years. That would be one of them. Yeah. So tomorrow, I'm going to be going live again before I do my ET stuff. There is going to be a really cool giveaway tomorrow that I will announce when I go live. I don't know if I'm going to go live from this page or the Ascension Next page, but it has to do with an event. We are going to be giving 2 free tickets away to a really cool event at Ascension Next. So I will talk more about that tomorrow. In between my whole researching. And the thing too with the ET's class, so this is like the 3rd time that I've taught it since I opened the space. And you know what's funny too, is the first time that I taught it, my fiance, who was just my friend then, actually came. And he was the only one that came. It's just him and then my friend Linan. And now we're together. Isn't that weird? I just think that's fucking weird. So yeah. Never would have thought of that when he came to my class then. And we weren't together after that until like 3 or 4 years after that. So that gets even weirder. But anyways, what was I saying? I forgot. It's late for me. Like I said, I'm 33, so this is late for me. Aliens. Oh yeah. Every time that I teach this class, I go over my research again because like I said, a lot changes over the years. So it's, I'm still going to talk about things that I've talked about before because I like the way that I put the class together, but I like to just go over what I have and reconnect with the information. And I also like to channel into what people need to know in the now. So I'm not sure how this group is going to go. It could be more channeling messages. It could be more factual information. But I'm going to get my gathering information foil hat on tomorrow and really go in on this. The ETs brought you together. Yes, they did. And soon we will make a little ET baby. I know that is coming in. So that'll be fun. Me having, oh my God, an alien baby. I need water. So, yeah. Alright, what's the other thing? Oh, Lanan's aliens. If I can get a hold of her tomorrow, I can get the aliens. Alright. So, I don't know. That's what's going on. So, definitely join the ET call tomorrow night. It'll be amazing. We are going to talk about... Let me see what I have in here so far. I'm going to go over symptoms of an abduction. That was like one of the first things that I researched because I knew it was happening to me. So we're going to talk about reptilians, greys, Nordics, Palladians, the chupacabra, more animal-like energies. Then we have the insectoids. I'm going to talk a little bit about the men in black. I know people that have had experiences with them, the Arcturians, Andromedans, Syrians, more connected to ancient Egypt, Valerians, which I'm still learning about. And another race that has been coming up is the Atlans, but supposedly they live in the earth and they're not connected to Atlantis, which I find interesting. So I'm actually going to do some research and connecting on them tomorrow because I want to know more about them. They're coming in. And then, who else? I'll tell you about the Enabue because I've worked with them before. Why is this doing this? And then who else? Oh, Commander Ashtar. He's another one that we'll talk about. I work with him a lot. So if you have seen my videos, you probably heard me talk about him, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on his role here. I'm going to talk about the certain traits of the different energies, kind of the energies that come in when we connect with them. Some of them you definitely don't want to be connecting with. It's always good to know the energies, though, so if that energy is around, you can block it. But it's, you know, if you're not a big channeler, you're not really going to know. And there's just so much alien stuff. Like, that's the thing. And it's like subliminally hidden in everything. Like, I was an art history major for a long time. Not for a long time, like 2 years. And then I was like, this is stupid. I'm not doing it anymore. I've learned everything that I need to know. But there's fucking UFOs in so many, like, Renaissance paintings. And then you have the cave paintings. There's UFOs in there. Like, they're everywhere. I really feel like there's more evidence that aliens exist than a lot of other things that we think exist on this planet. I mean, if you research all, especially tribal cultures, there's so many stories of the sky beings. And then you have Plato talking about the sea people, Atlantis, and all of that. Like, there's so much evidence that all this stuff exists that it's fucking ridiculous. And it's just getting to the point where it's just, like, very frustrating that we can't get some real answers here. The inner earth beings. Yeah. That's what I heard that the Atlans are. But there's a lot of inner earth beings. I've actually, like, been in meditation before. The ant people. I don't really know a lot about the ant people. Let me see if I can find something on them tomorrow, because somebody else asked me about the ant people. There was something else. Oh, yeah. The UN. meetings. I want to go into that. And then, yeah, there was this girl that I met in December, and she was like, lives in I think she was from Portland, Oregon. She came in the shop and she was telling me how, I think it was Portland, Oregon, how like there's like communities there that just communicate with ETs, and there was some lady there that was an alien ambassador for the UN, and I'm like, how the fuck did she get that job? Because I want that job, you know? So like when you're someone like me, you're constantly like running into people that are connecting to this because they just open up to it. So I hear so many stories about all this stuff all the time. But then when you're trying to, if you can't watch tomorrow, Kristen, you can just buy a ticket. It's donation, so you can donate whatever you want. And then I add you in the Facebook group, and then you can watch the video whenever you want. It'll be up forever. It's not going anywhere. So I will continue to sell tickets to it after it's pre-recorded, so you guys can just watch it whenever you want. And who knows, I might do another video in there because there's just so much to talk about. But yeah, so there's a lot of the information that you're getting from me tomorrow is things that I've experienced, which is a lot of fun. Oh, Greer, yeah, and meditating, calling on the aliens by remote location. So, a lot of people do that now. The thing with that, though, is you have to call them in, and everyone in the group has to be okay with calling them in. If not, they won't come because a lot of the more positive beings want nothing to do with people that are afraid of them. So I think that's why there's always so much interference too. Like even when I did the Octarian thing, it's because there's so many people that are afraid of it because they've had experiences and they don't even understand or know that they did have experiences. And it just, it causes like these, it just causes like kind of shitty energy to come in. I always feel like that even with the positive energies, there's always like the more like it's always like the spy energy. So even if you do protection rituals, there's always like that spy energy kind of like watching, and we can feel that. We can feel the energy from that. So I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of protection stuff tomorrow. But they're curious beings too. Like they want to know like why we're connecting with them or what we think of them, and it's interesting to them. We're very interesting to them as we are interested in them. And that's why I think there needs to be disclosure. Sammy, you made the choice to stay in here. Okay? My cat's trying to get out. Anyways, agreed. They are integrating because of fear and mishapping reality? Misshaping? Is that word? I don't know what that word is. But yes. So, and then Danielle had some crazy experience with the Octarian call. She had some shit going on, and I had my theories behind that. But it sounds very familiar. It sounds like definitely ET connecting. So she hit me up this morning and said that she went to go watch the Octarian video last night and shut it off misshaping. Shut it off before the healing, and she fell asleep and she woke up at like 3:17 and heard a loud bang, and I guess that the shower was on in her mother's room, which is really weird because nobody turned the shower on, and then they didn't know what the bang was. So that, to me, is definitely... So my theory on that was that she needs to protect her house if she's going to connect with the ET energy. I felt like that was a warning of like, you need to protect your house if you're going to connect with us. My house is very protected because I don't want other energies lingering and coming in, So, and Danielle's already super connected to it. So in order for her to get to the next level, I feel like that was them saying like, cleanse your house. so we can connect. But the bang is very common. So I've heard this a lot. I've experienced that with the bang at night. I think it has to do with the frequencies changing. So if you're connecting with ET energies and they're shifting the energy within your body so they can take you into their healing chambers or their ships, and then they drop you back into your physical body, it will sometimes make a noise. Like, that is very common. It's just the frequencies changing. So that's what I thought that was. It could also be like her energy not used to going into those frequencies, so it could have caused a disruption in the house. But with the shower turning on, that's intense. To me, I think it represented cleansing. I don't know. Anyways, lots of crazy stuff happens when you work with me and my aliens. I told you, this shit is intense. It is not for the faint at heart, you know? It's galactic energy. And this is what the Earth is coming into. This is like our next phase in humanity. I feel like it's like we connect with this or we begin to lose ourselves, because we just need to continue to rise up and expand and connect on another level. Like, we really need to open up our connection to the galactic communities. I even heard Carolyn Mace talking about it in one of the last talks that she did. And she was just like, we need to connect with this energy. It's coming in. This is something that is important for humanity. All right, so that's enough about aliens. If you want, you should join my ETs 101. It'll be online in a private Facebook group, and you'll have access to it whenever you want. So if you can't join it live tomorrow night, you can watch it whenever the fuck you want. It'll be up forever and ever as long as I'm on Facebook. Yeah. Learn the loudest bang in my window. Yeah, it's just, that's that energy. They come in with a bang. They don't fuck around. They want to be known. They want to be heard. And I think that, like, even if they're trying to be gentle sometimes, it's just their energy's at such a high frequency that we hear it or we feel it so intense, or it feels like a beam. And that's what I'm going to talk about with my experience with them since I was a kid, was the feelings and the sensations that I got in my body at night when I knew that they were around, and then the other messed up stuff that was happening. But yes, all right, I will see you tomorrow. I will be going live again, probably on this page. And then live again for the ETs 101. So I hope that you all have a wonderful night. My cat is making weird noises. Okay, and blessed be.